Hi there. So, I want to talk about how I spent more than 20 years at the place where I was teaching and I was providing mental health. I served as a professor, a therapist, a mental health consultant, a coach, a trainer. And I still know exactly what it feels like when stress starts running the show. Years ago, I moved out of the classroom and into coordinating a program at the college. From the outside, everything looked fine, but the extra responsibility brought a kind of stress I wasn't ready for. And I know what it's like to wake up already running the list in your head and to lie down at night wondering, did I forget something or is there something tomorrow I'm not prepared for? Sunday evenings, I have to tell you, were the worst because I knew another week was coming. I checked my calendar. I think about the projects that I hadn't finished, and sometimes I would wake up in the middle of the night, sure that I missed something. I was even taking a week off on purpose every semester because there were stretches of when the stress just felt like it was just too much. But the hardest part wasn't any of that. The hardest part was realizing here I was teaching other people about stress management, mental wellness, and deep breathing or mindful meditation, and definitely around self care. And I had reached a point where, it was consistent in my life before, but for some reason, when this new position came on, I stopped making it consistent in my life. It stopped being something that was important because I was just thinking about the work that I had to do. So I wasn't being consistent using any of those things on myself. And then one morning something happened, or I guess I can call it something shifted really. I woke up and I remembered, wait a second, I have tools for this. I already knew how stress shows up in the body and in the mind, and I knew how to breathe differently. I knew how to slow myself down, and I even knew how to build a structure. I knew how to take care of what was happening inside of me. So I started using what I knew. I started using it on myself. And that began to change so much. Now I can look at my calendar without taking, taking my whole evening. I have remembered my routines that to get ready for the week or for the next day. And I began to breathe a lot more. I was one that would get on a stage and I would talk about how I had this beautiful system of, that you may not even know when I'm doing it, where I would breathe at not, do my deep breathing at 9 a.m., at 12, and at 6 p.m. And then right before I go to bed, and I would fall asleep with no problem. And so that was my breathing routine during the day. And I stopped doing it for some reason. And instead of lying there worrying about what I might have forgotten, I now can appreciate what I actually got done and I can go to sleep now. But that was because I remembered that I had the skills to do all of this. That whole stretch taught me something bigger too. Sometimes we're already holding the knowledge and the training and the skills and even the experiences that could change our lives and help somebody else. We just haven't learned how to use what we already know in a new way. And I want that for women who have spent their careers and working in, education or working in clinics where they're providing services to others or even in different agencies. And that's why I do this work. There's a part of me that thinks I'm sharing too much about my life work this week. Like I mentioned, I'm in the middle of a 5-day challenge, but I care too much about helping women take their expertise past their current roles to let that stop me or to let fear stop me from doing what I feel is my purpose and I have a passion for it. If you or somebody feels like their expertise stops at the walls of their jobs, I'm offering expertise expansion calls to start moving what they already know beyond the walls of the work that they're doing in their current jobs. And that includes coaches, even in your own businesses, if you're looking, to expand what your reach is right now. If I can support you or someone important to you, just say the word. I'm leaving my calendar in the comments area or in the description, and also I'll leave it as a pinned comment. All right, I'll see you tomorrow.